Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of AjoiA Connects, Navigating the Crisis of Clarity, Embracing Transformation and Healing. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope you're all well. It's nice to see you here. So let's start by thinking about, so what is the crisis of clarity? Well, this refers to a situation where things are unclear or confusing or hard to understand. I was trying to think of a simple way of putting that into words, and I came up with thinking that it reminded me of a fog where you can't quite clearly see shapes ahead of you and you can't quite tell what's going on. There's this space of uncertainty. So for me, a crisis of clarity can make it difficult to make decisions or even know what's true. And I thought about this with regards to things that have happened in my own life as a way of trying to understand moving forward and how to share some of the ideas that Shovel is going to share with you in a minute, very shortly. And for me, one of the main ones that I thought about was I had an experience after a health problem where I had to change some of the things in my life that had become habits. And I found that quite hard, to be honest. And I realized that I was given some great advice. One of those things was to change my bad habits to replace them with a good habit, which in the beginning seemed like, how am I going to do that? But I found that as a really simple way of moving forward. And so I think just to let Shovel take over now and share with you some of his thoughts, and then we're going to share with you a sonic meditation that we've pre-recorded. So yeah, Shov, it's over to you.
Thank you. Cheers, Anthony. I was enjoying the music at the start, so just wanted to get that out there. So it seems, well, first of all, let me say hello to everyone there. It's still kind of the holiday season. People are still away or just come back. So really appreciate that you are here, that you've took time out of your schedules to come and join us on this voyage of speaking about navigating through the crisis of clarity. And it's like, well, what is that? And Anthony and I always, our intention is always to speak about the things that have happened to us, that we have found in our own lives, and then we speak to others, and we hear that we hear others have felt, feeling, and have healed from the same. And so the crisis of clarity is about coming through something. Anthony just mentioned the fog. And it can also be that we're actually absolutely clear of who we are and what we like and what we don't like and who we don't like and what job we're in and who we hang around with, who are our friends and what we do when we're with our friends. And that's me. That's who I am. And that gives me safety because I know who I am. And then through one flow or another, and I'll go into my own personal story or experience, and it was going into therapy. And therapy offers one to think about the things that we rarely think about, so we can behave and gather and be in a certain way because it just is. We don't think about why is Steve my best friend? Why do I drink a large amount on most weeknights and particularly weekends? Why am I single? Why don't I like this person? Why am I in this job and I'm convinced I can't get that job? We don't really think about it. It's just, that's what we do. And in a way, it keeps us safe. It's our own glass ceiling. It's our own glass room, if you like. And the other people who are in our glass room with us form our community. And we're all of a like-minded group, family. And then suddenly, my own experience was therapy. And through that, I've realized and I felt that it was my trauma from events in my life that was kept keeping me at a certain pace, a certain speed. I needed to be the loudest person in the group. I needed to be the craziest person in the group. I needed attention. I needed to be adored, loved, if possible. So I was full of insecurity, racked with it, but I had no idea. In fact, I was working, I was earning money, I was seeing a lot of girls in my case. So what could be possibly wrong or not right, let's say, with me? What's my crisis of clarity? Even though I wasn't even conscious of that. Slowing down, healing, revealing some of my trauma, letting some of that go, letting much of that go, sitting in my pain, my discomfort, reduced my need for so many wants. And the more scars that healed, psychologically and physically, but psychologically, I didn't need to be the loudest person. I could be quiet. I didn't have to drink at all. I'd celebrate 14 years of sobriety come February. But in the beginning, what did that mean? I was going out with my same friends in the same places and drinking tea, ordering water. What were they thinking of me? Did I belong there anymore? I'm hearing them having the discussions that we always had and I enjoyed. Now I'm kind of not enjoying them. Do I think I'm better than them? Are they less than me? It's incredibly confusing. And if I leave my group, where do I go? Who are my friends now? Do I get new friends? Who do I think I am? This isn't nice. And the more healing and clarity I got of my needs and my wants for a stage, the more lonely I was, the more fragile I was, the more confused I was. It's a very difficult place. We're leaving one form of ourselves that we know very, very well, but by no means in the new form of ourselves. We might sense it, but we're not. So we're in this middle ground, this no person's land. Not that, but not that either. And we don't know what my offering in these situations is to hold on, breathe, and think about all the other changes in our lives that we've suffered, if you want to say it like that, but they've definitely been through. And that we're okay now. And this may feel more forceful example of that, what we're living in at this moment. But we've done it before. We're constantly changing. If one thing we can absolutely be sure of is that change always happens. And then, like I often say to my clients that therapy actually is like a boil on the neck, which isn't nice. It's not meant to be nice. And there's kind of two options. We either buy loads of polar necks and hide it, or we kind of deal with it and get the stuff out. And that's the most painful stuff. That's the most painful place. But simultaneously, it's healing because it's coming out and we're feeling it coming out. And that's when change can occur and confusion. So we can put us in a very fragile, vulnerable place, but it will heal. It will disappear. It will heal our skin, heal ourselves, and we will move into an expanded, beneficial version of ourselves. And we will end up where we need to end up. So with that in mind, Anthony and I, AjoiA, have created a meditation, sonic meditation to go along with this crisis of clarity. So please get yourselves comfortable and we will begin. Today's meditation on the crisis that clarity can sometimes bring, which can lead to us feeling so tired as we finally see and feel the load that we've been holding, carrying, storing. And sometimes it's about the loneliness that this new acquired clarity can sometimes bring, that we don't seem to fit in with the same crowd or people, family members that we used to. Our tastes have literally changed. And I mean food types, drinks, or not drinking what we used to, how we used to, who we used to. And so with this in mind, it's to begin by sensing where your feet are, preferably on the floor, on a cushion, but there's some surface underneath your feet that you can feel. You can maybe press into if need be. And there's some support given to you by the chair that you're in, or the wall, or cushion that you're leaning against, leaning into. Some support at your back. There's some support underneath you. And to allow that to be felt with the feet and legs and arms and back and headrests, seat of the chair that you're in, all there to offer support and comfort and holding. The eyes become closed if they aren't already. And to feel your breath as your chest rises and falls. And sense your feet, that they're still there. The chair that you're in is still there. And start to feel what rises up, what's been hidden maybe, whether it is tiredness, whether it's loneliness, whether it may be panic, whether it's clarity you bring. Maybe the question, who am I now? Where do I fit in? What am I to do with my life? If I change, will I ever be liked? And such like. And just to sit with this, if possible, just to be on the edge of it, doesn't even need an answer. Just to breathe through the questions and feelings that may be rising up. And with all of that, breathe. Your eyes remain closed if possible. And with each breath, there's an option, a possibility to just flow deeper and deeper within oneself. Find a space within oneself. You are you. It's to be within you right at this moment. To allow for your breath. And to consider your youngest self, or your youngest memory of yourself, and how you've changed from that moment. Maybe how certain friends you held so dear and close maybe aren't in your life, at least in that same way, and yet you're okay. With each change, there was a learning of oneself. Allow yourself to feel this if possible, like an expansion. With each phase, there may have been loneliness and sadness, confusion and panic. But you were able to get to the other side, to get to where you needed to be. Here we are again. Sense yourself, imagine yourself, picture yourself, maybe in a boat, vessel that's floating on water. And we're getting from one side of the land to the other. We're looking out. Whatever you can see is your imagination, your picture. But I would offer that maybe the sea or the water becomes rough, choppy. And again, just breathe and feel your feet. Sense where you are. The seat is still there, but you are still there within this change. And the boat or ship or vessel, whatever you may be in, continues to flow through these choppy, turbulent waters. With each passing moment, the waters become calmer as you become calmer. Once again, you breathe. And I would offer that before your eyes is the other side of the land that you need to be on. It's new, it's bright. It's there for you, benefiting you, helping you. It fits you where you are in your life at this moment. Maybe there's some words that you'd like to say, maybe out loud to yourself, and maybe within, as you reach exactly where you need to be. Literally new horizons, new colors, new people, maybe new food, drink, touch, taste, sight, sense, hearing. Indeed, it was the turbulent waters as you left one position on the way to reaching another position in your life. It's the no person's land in between that can make us feel choppy, unsettled, unsure, confused, lonely, tired. And we breathe. In your own way, you've been here many times before. Maybe this time is more felt, so we slow down into that, allow those feelings to be. This is how I'm feeling. But now we are in new territory, new experience, new environments, internally and externally. And it's the journey from one point to another that can embolden us, that can give us strength and clarity. The change always happens in life. Sometimes it's the letting go and flowing in that change. It needs courage. Let go. Gently and softly and in your own way. This is your timing of your nervous system. As you move from one set of ideals to another. You can see clearly now and be clear now. Be who you need to be. You are worth it. I trust this has brought you some clarity, some comfort, some stillness, some peace. As we all flow through the tides of change from one side to the other. know that the stillness and the peace, quietness can be found within at all times. I wish you well. Thank you very much. So to gently and slowly, if you haven't already, just to blink your eyes to open. And to take in wherever you are, your environment. To move your feet, your fingers, your toes. To breathe. And to be how you need to be at this moment. And Anthony and I will continue to talk for a few more minutes. But just be how you need to be right now.
There's a couple of small things to think about. I think it's really key to remember that change takes time and that we should be patient with ourselves and also celebrate small victories. And with regards to some insights into things that might be able to help with these situations, definitely cultivating self-compassion. So things can be challenging, so we should be kind to ourselves. And we should recognize that our own humanity, understanding that setbacks are a natural path of growth. So the saying, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, it didn't come from nowhere. It seems to be happening in my life all the time. In fact, I seem to be taking 1 step forward and 4 steps back. It feels like most of the time. And then one of the other things was about positive reframing. And a couple of examples of this might be, particularly one I spoke to somebody about earlier today, was with regards to grief. And there's this situation of, well, why me? Why has this happened to me? Why did they go? You know, and then illness, the same. Why me? Why me? And I think, although I myself try so hard to do this, and I do a lot of the time, mostly daily, try to think, well, what can I learn from this? And I heard this saying that, maybe this sounds a bit hippy dippy, who knows, but I'll say it anyway. Somebody said that the universe hasn't done it to you, it's done it for you. And I kind of take quite a lot of strength from that and think, oh yeah, maybe. So, Shav, I don't know if there's anything you want to add at all, but
there is, yeah. I know we're coming to the end, but just you touched on that about our frame, how we see things, and there's that term, our frame of reference, and how our life, our beginnings, our challenges, our traumas, our families can absolutely set our frame of reference, how we see people, groups, countries, the world, ourselves, and that's ingrained in us from our birth, maybe pre-birth, but that's a whole different webinar. But can be so concrete in us that, as you said, to let that gently crumble in a healthy, beneficial way, so that this new frame of reference, a more expansive, that is ours and not the one that's been given to us throughout our family lineage, for instance, takes time. And we're breaking a cycle that can be set for centuries, if not longer. So again, as you said, if we fall down 10 times, we get up 11 and so on. And to be gentle. And this is a profound, life-changing work. It can feel hard, but we're changing the whole line of our descendants as well as ourselves in a beneficial way. So it's anything that's amazing is really hard and difficult. And here we are again. So whether you're in it or through it or into the next one, we are here, we're talking about it, we're together. And I would love to think our intention is always to offer some benefit and insight. So I wish you all good fortune and courage and support in your journeys, whatever that may be.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
AjoiA.